Apologies there for the technical difficulties. Otters did end the inning with a flyout caused to Ethan Stern. They lead off here in the sixth with back-to-back base hits now. George Khalil hit a single right back up the middle, and then Elijah Mcnamee hits a single out into left and extends his on-base streak to 27 games. So the Otters able to keep things at bay for the Yalls, only allowing one run in that fifth inning. They lead 6-3 as we head to the top of the sixth. They've started off this top of the sixth with back-to-back singles. It'll bring Miles Gordon to the plate. Already has 2 hits in the game, a single and a double in his first 2 at-bats. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Quick internet lapse that could still be caused from the storm that came through here yesterday. We had lots of issues last night. Thanks for your patience here. Should be good to go as we continue through this one. No outs, runners on first and second for the Otters here in the top of the sixth inning. Miles Gordon with an RBI chance here. He's showing bunt though. Pulls away. Sends a little blooper right at the shortstop, who will catch it on a line for out number 1. Runners remain at first and second. And there's going to be a quick meeting on the mound for the Yalls. We'll see if they need to make a change here. So far, it's just pitcher, catcher, manager, and then they make the sign down, and we'll make a pitching change. We'll take the break with them. The day ends for Kent Kleiman rather early than he would like. Only lasts an inning and some change. And with 1 out in the top of the sixth inning, Otters have runners on first and second. Due up next is Jeffrey Baez right after this on the Otters Digital Network. Here in the top of the sixth inning, a pitching change needed for the Yalls. They'll ask Cameron Farrer to come in out of the bullpen. That call to bullpen is presented by our friends at Business Communication Solutions. Contact BCS for all your business solution needs. Farrer on the mound. Storm is behind the plate. That pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road. Or give them a call at 812-475-9000. Let them know that Evan the Otter sent them your way. Runners on first and second for Evansville. 1 out. Here in the top of the sixth inning, Jeffrey Baez at the plate. His first offering. Way inside, ball 1. He has to hop out of the way. Baez, another one of the Otters that would like to get himself back on a more consistent going in the recent few games. Just 3 hits in his last 5 games. The 1-0 to Baez. A half swing, did he go? Yes, he did. And his count evens up at a ball and a strike. Runners at first and second. Both have decent leads. As the 1-1 heads home to Jeffrey Baez. That's a little bit closer, but still low. 2-1 the count. Cameron Farrer, not far from Evansville. Originally from Carmel, Indiana, just outside Indianapolis. 2-1, and looking back as Farrer towards second, just trying to keep George Khalil honest out there. The only one that might have a trouble with the sun at this point is the right fielder, and that would just be if he was at the wall. Finally starting to take that element out of this game. The 2-1. Hefty swing from Baez. He comes up empty-handed on the pitch way outside, and his count evens up at 2-2. Steven Sinsley due up next. He's already got a pair of home runs in this game. The 2-2. Push to the right side, but it is going to be foul. And Baez will make the walk back. Still looking 2-2. Otters still lead by a trio of runs. Again, I apologize for the internet issues we had there for a brief second. Shut down our last stream, but we are back here ready to keep her going. 2-2 pitch to Jeffrey Baez. Works outside. That's a really good take for him. Usually he's chasing after that pitch, and the count's now full. The Otters, in fact, right when we came back from the little delayed break, started off with back-to-back singles from Khalil and Mcnamee. A line out from Gordon set him up to this situation. 1 out, runners on first and second. Again, a check there from Cameron Farrer to look back at second. Khalil's back in time. There's not a throw out there, actually. Baez ready on the full count. Payoff pitch on the way. Both runners in motion. It's down and away. And it was a close play out there to third, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway because it was a walk. The third baseman, I think, was asking. He thought that the play was close enough, but didn't matter because of the walk to Baez. So with 1 out, the bases are now loaded for the Otters, and the man who's hit 2 homers already tonight is at the plate. Not as much of a breeze as there was for his first 2, but let's be real, Steven Sinsley probably doesn't need much of a breeze. He is a upward swinging hitter, meaning that a lot of his swings move from low to high, so he does get a lot of air underneath him usually. First pitch for him. Chop to the right side. Stern picks up to second for 1, to first, not in time, and a run's going to score on the attempted double play. The Florence fans aren't huge fans of it. It's a 4-6 fielder's choice that allows Sinsley to reach, catches Baez on the way to second. Mcnamee will reach third, and Khalil will score, and Sinsley's going to get an RBI there. It brings up the designated hitter, J.R. Davis. He's 0 for 3 in the game, due for something here. Runners on the corners with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Otters now lead by 4. First offering to Davis is a called strike, low outside corner. Otters have scored in 3 straight innings now and have a 7-3 lead. The 0-1 to J.R. Davis. Sent chopping to the right side, through for a base hit. Sinsley is going to stay put at second, and there's runners on first and second after an RBI single from J.R. Davis. And the Otters lead by 5. This is exactly what the Otters have been lacking the last 2 nights, is an inning where they could put multiple runs up and put a little bit of a rally together to build a lead. Their lead only made it up to 5-1 on Tuesday nights, and that wasn't one they could sustain once the bullpen got involved. I do see Adcock moving around a little bit more freely down there in the dugout, so I would assume his day is done. So the Otters need all the help they can get before the bullpen gets involved, just in case they run into a similar situation of the last 2 nights. First offering to Justin Felix, taken for strike 1. Felix's last time up, he hit a home run, and it was, for him, the last home run he had hit since May 29th. You have to go all the way back to that game against Ottawa. He won the game for the Otters with that 3-run shot over the left field wall in the 9th inning. The 0-1 to Felix. A half swing. Doesn't matter. They say it's a called strike 2. If Felix can find a way on, Anthony Torrales would be up next for the Otters. Torrales has reached in all 3 at-bats thus far. Good size leads both at first and second for Sinsley and Davis. The 0-2 to Felix. Outside, ball 1. Both runners are back in time to their original bases. Count is 1-2 now to Justin Felix. Felix has a strikeout, a walk, and a home run in the game. Long wait for Felix to get back into the box. Now Ferrer is ready to send home the 1-2. Runners both take off. The ball is sent out towards right field, and making a catch on the run is Danicola for out number 3. Otters score 2 more on back-to-back RBIs from Steven Sinsley and J.R. Davis. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Otters lead by 5. And as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning, a pitching change needed for the Otters. Jacob Bull is going to come in out of the bullpen. This call to the bullpen is presented by our friends at Business Communication Solutions. Contact BCS for all your business solution needs. Bull's on the mound, Felix behind the plate. That pitcher catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-475-9000. Bull's looking to probably put in 2 or 3 innings for the Otters. He's one of 2 long relievers on this team. And he's going to face off against a new batter here in this game, Axel Johnson, a pinch hit opportunity for him here in the 6th inning. Axel Johnson has been the man for Florence in the first 2 games, had the game-winning walk-off hit on Tuesday evening, had a 2-run home run in yesterday's game that tied the game and kind of set the pace for the Yalls to go on to a big win yesterday. Starts off with a 1-0 count against Jacob Bowles. The 1-0 hit sharply to the right side, but foul. The final line score for Brett Adcock, he gives up 3 runs and 6 hits across 5 innings of work, walks 3, strikes out 5, and of his 105 pitches, only 55 were strikes. That's really the reason he came out of this game when he did. His pitch count was up there because he was struggling to find the zone. Other than that, a really good, solid performance for him to get back on the better side of things. This one's put fair by Johnson. The toss over to Bowles, who will step on first in plenty of time for out number 1. It'll bring up the catcher, Andres Stormus. Stormus so far this evening, 1 for 2 with a single and a flyout. Right now, Brett Adcock is in line for the win, barring anything else happening. Here, the next couple at-bats, we'll walk you through the Fox Sports WIFX Frontier League scoreboard. As Andres Stormus waits for his first pitch. It's a called strike 1 on the inside edge. Sussex County now up 3-2 at Ottawa. They are 1 inning away from a 3-game sweep at Ottawa, which would be huge there in the East Division. Trois-Rivières has a 10-8 lead over Tri-City in the 6th inning. The 0-1, hefty swinging strike 2 from Stormus, drops him down to 0-2 in the count. The Wild Things of Washington lead Lake Erie 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Lake Erie has quite a travel as well as soon as their game ends. Actually, I think it might be a race to Lake Erie to see if the Crushers make it there first or the Otters do after their games tonight. Quebec has a 1-0 lead over New York in the 3rd inning. 0-2 is outside for ball 1. Felix able to keep it in front of him. The New Jersey Jackals currently lead Empire State 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Of course, the Jackals going for the 3-game sweep this evening. Windy City holding a 1-0 narrow lead over Joliet in the 5th inning, a little crosstown rivalry there. Schaumburg tied with Gateway at 1 apiece in the 5th. A swinging strike 3 as Stormus chases to the opposite batter's box. And it's the first strikeout of the game for Jacob Bowles, a German-American Bank strikeout. That's the combined 6th strikeout for the Otters. Our thanks to our friends at Fox Sports WIFX for bringing you the Frontier League scoreboard. Ian Bibiloni heads his way to the box now. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts so far. Takes a called strike 1 on the low inside corner. This is one of the nicest times we've seen Bowles come into a game and immediately dictate the play. The 0-1 on the way to Bibiloni. Swinging strike 2 on a high outside pitch. Bowles has usually gone 2 innings in most of his appearances. His last appearance, though, in the final game against Lake Erie on Sunday, gave up 1 run on 1 hit. The run was not earned, however, in his 1 inning of work. The 0-2 to Ian Bibiloni. Outside, ball 1. Felix had to really jump out there to get it. And the count falls to 1-2. Otters will have Torrellis, Armstrong, and Khalil due up in the first half of the 7th inning, whenever that gets here. 1-2 the count. A long wait on the mound from Jacob Bowles. Sends home the 1-2. Chops right back up towards Bowles. He jumps, makes the grab, throws over to first in time for out number 3. That's a 1-2-3 innings for Jacob Bowles and the Otters. We head to the 7th inning. Otters lead by 5. Anthony Torrellis to lead off the Otters in the 7th inning. So far on the day, 2 walks and a single for him. He's reached base every time. First pitch he sees, he skies high to the right side. Shallow right field, long run for DeNicola, and he brings it in foul territory. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and that'll bring up Andy Armstrong, the second baseman for the Otters. Otters head to Lake Erie overnight, and they will face the Crushers in a 3-game set Friday through Sunday. First pitch tomorrow night is scheduled for 6:05 p.m. Central Time, 7:05 there at Lake Erie. We'll have the pregame show for you at about 5:50 Central Time here on the Otters Digital Network, live from Lake Erie. First pitch is an off speed that hangs a bit too high for ball 1 against Armstrong. The 1-0 catches the heart of the zone and evens the count at 1-1. George Khalil due up next. Mcnamee would follow. The 1-1 on the way. This one's pushed towards Chavez at short. A throw on the run in time to first for out number 2. Quick couple outs here to start off the 7th inning. Shortstop George Khalil heads to the plate now. 2 base hits for him already in the game. A single and a RBI double. His single in the last at-bat came in the 6th that started that big 6th inning for the Otters where they scored another pair. First pitch, Khalil takes it just a bit inside for ball one. 1-0 is the count towards George Khalil. Hangs just a bit high. The count's 2-0 now. Defense expecting just a tad bit of push to the right side from George Khalil, though both of his base hits are to the left side of the outfield. A 2-0 push to the right side. Oh boy, that one was just foul. It bounced fair right before the bag and then bounced foul right after the bag. And we have a deer heading across the wilderness out past right field now. A little bit of nature out here at Florence, Kentucky. The Otters lead by 5 here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-1 towards Khalil. Takes the pitch, maybe letter high for ball 3. Elijah Mcnamee standing in the on-deck circle. He extended his on-base streak his last time up out to 27 games now. Khalil right back up the middle. Chasing back is Brocado towards the wall and makes a wonderful spinning catch. Oh, they say it fell out of his glove as he ran into the wall. Oh, man, that is... Well, there's a little bit of confusion now. Andy McCauley's coming out to make a complaint, so it must have been called out. I guess he made the catch. Then as he ran into the wall, that's when it fell out of the glove. Andy McCauley's trying to fight for it. George Khalil's going to stay put there on second, hoping something will change. And the masterminds will have a quick discussion out there near second base. I tell you what, George Khalil's not going anywhere. Either he's going to stay out there as a base runner or he's going to stay out there as the shortstop. He's currently the only one out there, and it's a called out as Brocado runs into center field, and McCauley's going to go have a long chat now. Nope. Thought he was going to have a chat. He just grabs the batter's equipment from Khalil and runs off towards the dugout. That'll do it for the top half of the 7th inning. Otters still lead by 5. Jacob Bowles right back out there on the bump for the Otters. He's going to welcome y'all's hitters Zuber, Lytle, and Chavez to the plate in the half inning. Of course, barring a pinch hitting situation, those will be the 3 he faces. Really good in that first half inning for him. 3 up, 3 down. A couple of groundouts and a strikeout. Ideally, you'd like to see him get through the 7th and the 8th if possible. First offering to Ray Zuber is just a tad bit outside, ball 1. Bowles has an interesting release point. It's not quite sidearm, but it's certainly not over the top. It lives somewhere in between, and sometimes will move around depending on the pitch. The 1-0, called strike 1, almost in the same place. Maybe moved in a half inch, and that's all it took. Count evens at 1-1. No action for the Otters in the bullpen in left field. Does look like a couple of y'alls could be up and warming, maybe stretching at this point in the right field bullpen. A 1-1 outside. All three pitchers have probably been within half an inch of each other on the outside half of the plate. Two are counted balls. One's called a strike. It counts at 2-1. The infield playing significantly deep. Andy Armstrong playing shallow right field for the fifth or sixth time this evening. 2-1 on the way home. Skied high towards shallow right field. In fact, Andy Armstrong doesn't really have to move an inch and hauls it in for out number one. Well, he must have knew what he was doing. He was set up in the perfect place there. And it'll bring up the top of the order, Joe Lytle, who's 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles in the game. And by the way, for the Otters in that last half inning, the fly out there by Khalil resulted in a 3-up, 3-down inning, the first for the Otters all night. So Joe Lytle heads to the plate. He's been very good so far in this game. First pitch to him from Jacob Bowles is on the way, just outside ball one. Bowles, being a long reliever and even a starter a couple weeks ago when he started a game, has him as a style where he's going to use a windup, whether he's relieving or not. And it's a very quick step back and then throw as Lytle tries to check his swing. Goes around, though, for strike one. But the thing about Bowles is sometimes his step back will be very slow to go into his kick and delivery. Sometimes it's a very quick step back and he throws. You just never know what you're going to see out of him. He changes up that and his release angle and throws hitters off quite a bit. In fact, in the start he had in that bullpen game a few weeks ago, he went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 8 hits, but I thought he managed the game pretty well. Sent chopping towards Armstrong at second. He'll play it on 2 hops. The first in time, just barely, for out number 2. Looked like he double clutched there. Won't matter, though, and there's 2 outs for the Alls. They'll bring up the shortstop, Alberti Chavez, who is officially 0 for 1, but he has a walk and a sac fly RBI in the game as well. Defense pulls the left side of the infield even further to the left, as now Torrelas is playing maybe 4 or 5 feet off of the left field line. First offering to Chavez, a called strike one on the low edge of the zone. 0-1 the count towards Alberti Chavez. It's a bouncing foul ball to the left side. That will take the count to 0-2. Chavez, one of the few individuals on the Alls team who has not struck out yet in this game. Trying to avoid it now. Looking at an 0-2 count. Long wait for Bowles before the 0-2 pitch. Steps back and fires home. Swinging strike 3. Did it drop out? It did drop out of the glove of Felix. Just couldn't quite hold on to it. So it'll stay an 0-2 count. A weird shadow out there in right field, maybe because of the way that the lights are positioned. Basically from where Mcnamee's standing all the way to the wall is much darker than the rest of the outfield out there. 0-2 is the count to Alberti Chavez once again. Pitch on the way. That's outside, and Felix is able to keep it in front of him. Closing in on the 3-hour mark in this one. Still in the bottom half of the 7th inning here. Another competitive game between these two. A 1-2. Zoom to the left side. Falls out of the glove of Torrelas. He'll connect, make a long throw across, and to be honest, he did not miss it by too much. And they're going to award it a hit. Torrelas just about ended the inning on the line over there. And there's now a runner on first with 2 outs in the form of Alberti Chavez. He just refused to go down on the strikeout tonight. Harrison Danicola heads to the plate now, takes a pitch inside. It gets away from Felix, and the runner Chavez will advance. So the Otters will need just a deep breath there from Bulls, and actually Felix is going to come ask for the home plate umpire to come up with him to assure that they're just talking signs, and he makes the sign that that's exactly what was talked about, so all is well. Before the 1-0 count to Harrison Danicola. They'll call it a pass ball there to allow Chavez to reach second. Counts at 1-0 for Harrison Danicola with 2 outs and a runner on second. Otters lead by 5 in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-0 towards Danicola. Zoom to the right side. Sinsley has a long way to run for it, but he'll go step on first himself for out number 3. Otters are able to get out of the inning after a 2-out base hit. And after 7 complete innings, the Otters lead 8-3 here from Florence. Set to lead off the top of the 8th inning is Elijah Mcnamee. A pitching change for Florence will bring in Darwin Ramos, the righty. This call to the bullpen is presented by our friends at Business Communication Solutions. Contact BCS for all your business solution needs. First pitch from Ramos, sent right back up the middle by Mcnamee. It'll be shallow and down for a base hit, his second of the game. And it's Ramos on the mound. Stormus behind the plate. That pitcher catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all of your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. Located at 2319 North Green River Road. Give them a call at 812-475-9000. Let them know that Evan the Otter sent you. Miles Gordon heads to the plate now. Started off his day with a double and a single, but then backed it up with a strikeout and a lineout. Check swing misses low. They go check out with the second base umpire. He says no, he didn't. So it is ball 1 to Miles Gordon. Doesn't appear the Otters are warming up anyone out in left field. I'd imagine they'd wait one more inning to get Logan Sawyer started. A pass ball gets past Stormus. Rounding second was Mcnamee, but it actually ends up going into the Florence dugout. So Mcnamee will have to stay put there at second on the pass ball. Two-0 count to Miles Gordon as the Otters lead by 5. A much better performance on the mound from Brett Adcock is what really helped this game out. Really struggled in the first couple innings, then backed it up well in his last 3. Another ball misses outside, and it's a 3-0 count to Miles Gordon. Gordon took his time to get back into the box, and now it's Ramos taking his time between the pitches. Long look out to Mcnamee at second. Here comes the 3-0. Competitive pitch stays just down and maybe away as well, and Gordon will earn himself a walk, his 3rd time on base today. That'll bring up the left fielder Jeffrey Baez, who's hitless in the game but does have a pair of walks. Mcnamee stands on second. Miles Gordon stands on first. And a big bat for the Otters up now. Still looking for his first base hit of the night. In fact, Baez just has 2 base hits in the whole series thus far. One came in the 9th inning on Tuesday night, then one came in the 9th inning last night. 1-0 is the count towards Jeffrey Baez. He's got 2 runners on and no outs in front of him. The 1-0. Baez launches one towards left center field. Brocado will chase it back towards the wall, and it is gone. Oh, man, the big man Jeffrey Baez gives 3 more to the Otters via home run. And that one could be the final nail in the coffin. 4 home runs for the Otters on the evening. This one's good for 3 runs from the big man Baez. He was due for a big hit. Had been a few games since he had one that really meant something. And, well, tell you what, that one means a lot, Jeffrey. 11-3, the Otters now lead. And I would say this is one of the first times all series long the Otters can probably sit in the dugout with a little bit of comfort. Of course, it is the game of baseball and anything can happen, but this is one of the first times they've had a lead that feels sustainable. Steven Sinsley, who already has 2 home runs of his own, heads to the plate now. Hefty swing on the first pitch for strike 1. That's a swing that says I'd like to add 1 more to the day. For Steven Sinsley, it is the 2nd time this year he's had multi-home runs in a game. Hammers one to the right side, down for a base hit. It'll be a hard hit single for him. And all 4 batters who have approached the plate in the 8th inning have made it on base. In fact, this is the 7th game of the season where the Otters have a multi-home run performance. Zach Bierman has 3 of those nights. Steven Sinsley has 2 of them. Miles Gordon has 1, and Dakota Phillips has 1. As the league's leading team in home runs is continuing to put themselves at the top. You know, I think it really started with that series at Gateway. That's what really launched the long ball consistency for the Otters, and they have not looked back since that series. Brings up J.R. Davis, who takes a pitch for a called strike 1 to start his count. Speaking of home runs, he hit one last night, a 2-run home run that gave the Otters the early lead. That was right before Florence decided to go on a heater down the stretch and pretty much put the Otters out of the game. The 0-1 to J.R. Davis. Hefty swing there, and he's down 0-2 in the count. A couple ambitious swings. Runner on first is Steven Sinsley after his single and third base hit of the night. The 0-2. Another swing from Davis, another miss. And he will sit down with a strikeout, his second of the day. That will bring up the catcher, Justin Felix. That's another guy who's got a home run tonight. Other than that, though, he's totaling out at 1 for 3. Reach base one other time with a walk. Defense playing for a double play as the first pitch goes home to Felix. Bounces off the catcher's Stormus leg pad and gets all the way over towards the Otters dugout. It'll allow Sinsley to reach second and take away the easy double play. Runner out there at second is Steven Sinsley after the pass ball. Justin Felix looking at a 1-0 count with 1 out. Otters have scored 3 runs in this inning and lead 11-3. The 1-0. Felix lets it go by for a called strike 2 on the high outside corner. Nice off-speed pitch there from Ramos. Ramos has not had the opportunity to appear in many games this year. In fact, only the 4th appearance for him so far. And he usually just puts in an inning of work. The 1-1 on the way to Felix. He turns away from that one and takes it for a called strike 2. He turns like he's going to complain about it and then turns away, probably thinking that's probably not worth complaining about. 1-2 is the count to the catcher, Justin Felix. There's 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. Otters have already scored a trio. The 1-2 up high gets past the catcher, Stormies, and Sinsley will reach third. That one, likely a wild pitch, as it was just way out there. They actually gave the first one a wild pitch as well. And Sinsley's been given third basically for free. Justin Felix looking at a 2-2 count at the plate. If he fails to get something done, Anthony Torrelas is on deck, ready to help out if he's needed. The 2-2 on the way to Felix. Swinging strike 3, and he'll sit down for the second time this evening on strikes. And after allowing the first 4 batters to all reach base, now Darwin Ramos has picked up 2 straight Ks. That will bring up the third baseman, Anthony Torrelas. 1 for 2 in the game with a single and 2 walks. First pitch to Torrelas. Works inside and hits him on the wrist. And he will earn his way on base for the 4th time this season. Really excited to see where Anthony Torrelas' career goes from these first couple of games we've seen. He's been consistent, he's been solid, and his defensive work has been good as well. So hopefully he can find a long-term solution or a long-term role with this Otters team and be here a while. Andy Armstrong heads to the plate now. He's 0 for 4. In fact, he's the only Otter who's failed to reach base tonight. And he takes a called strike 1 on the high outside corner. Every other Otter has made it on base. In fact, every other Otter has managed to hit as well. The 0-1, he pushes it foul and is down 0-2 in the count quickly. So 0-2 is the count with 2 outs and runners on first and third. Otters lead by a handful after adding 3 more here in the 8th. Here comes the 0-2 from Darwin Ramos. Swinging strike three, and all 3 outs of the inning come via strikeouts. But the Otters add 3 more runs on a 3-run blast from Jeffrey Baez. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Otters lead 11-3. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Otters lead 11-3 after adding 3 more runs in the top half of the 8th. They'll welcome Brennan Price, Ethan Stern, and Axel Johnson to the plate for Florence here in the half inning. Brennan Price, 2 for 3 so far in the game. A couple of singles for him. First pitch offered to him is outside ball 1. It is Jacob Bowles that returns to the mound for his 3rd inning of work. And as expected, Logan Sawyer out there was starting to stretch. But then I saw Tyler Spring hop up as well, so might be him instead. Not a save situation, at least not right now, so that would make sense that Logan Sawyer probably wouldn't make an appearance. He does still lead the Frontier League in saves with 10. A 1-1 towards Price. Sends one out towards shallow center field, and it drops in front of Gordon for a leadoff single. 3 for 4 on the day for Brennan Price. Good work from him. That will bring up the second baseman, Ethan Stern, who's 0 for 3, a couple of groundouts and a flyout. Digging in now is Ethan Stern. He's ready for the first pitch of the at-bat. First pitch falls into the zone for a called strike 1. Again, don't forget the Otters will continue their road trip tomorrow night as they face Lake Erie in the opening game of a 3-game set. 7:05 first pitch from Lake Erie, 6:05 there in Evansville. An 0-1 falls out of the zone, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. One is the count to Stern. Puts it right back up the middle, and it gets through for another base hit. Back-to-back singles to lead off the inning for the Owls. And as we sit here in the bottom of the 8th inning, I'm sure a bit of deja vu starts to run through the Otters dugout. It was the bottom of the 8th on Tuesday night that the Otters watched their lead disappear, ended up losing that one in the 9th. It brings up Axel Johnson, who's 0 for 1 so far. He had a pinch hitting opportunity his last time up. The first offering to Axel Johnson on the way from Bulls. Hefty swing for strike 1, and An even better job from Felix to get in front of it, make sure that it did not get away from him. So the count's at 0-1. "0-1 is the count towards Axel Johnson. Runners on first and second, no outs. Another pitch low and inside. This one's not swung at, but it is recovered by Felix yet again. Stern on first, Price on second. Axel Johnson looking for an RBI hit. He's had plenty of those over the 2 game set thus far. Jacob Bowles is trying to zoom through this 8th inning and get the Otters to the 9th. The 1-1 to Axel Johnson. A half swing, but he wasn't able to check it in time, and he swings through for strike 2. Count at 1-2 now for Johnson. Quickly, Johnson steps back in. Bowles taking his time looking in. And Bowles ready to go on the 1-2. Sent right back up the middle. Khalil will pick it up. Step on second for 1. To first in time. And 2 are eliminated there as Price makes his way to third. It's a 6-3 double play for the Otters. That will bring up the catcher, Andres Stormis, who is 1 for 3 with a single in the second inning. A flyout and a strikeout followed it. Price with a small lead there at third. As the first pitch goes way outside to Stormis. Good stop from Felix. Counts at 1-0. Defense playing fairly deep, just wanting the 1 out. Bowles deep breath and then sends home the 1-0. And the count's even at 1-1. Got to credit Jacob Bowles. Even when he's had runners on around him, he has not changed his approach on the mound, staying fairly consistent in this game, and it's paying off for him. The 1-1 towards Andres Stormis. Outside again, and again, Felix is able to dive out there and grab it. The center fielder, Miles Gordon, playing a handful of steps towards the left side. But both Baez and Mcnamee in left and right field, respectively, are both playing straight up. The 2-1 towards Stormies. Swinging, strike 2, and the count evens up at 2-2. The Owls are running out of opportunities at this point. This is a unique situation for Bowles. He's in a place where he can dictate how this at-bat goes now. 2-2. He can throw something low and away and try to get Stormies to chase. Stormies already has 1 strikeout today on a pitch he chased to the opposite batter's box. The 2-2. Swinging, strike 3, and that's how the inning will end. The Owls strand a man on third, and we head to the 9th inning. Otters lead 11-3. To the ninth inning we go, and George Khalil will lead us off. The Alls will see Khalil, Mcnamee, and Gordon here in the ninth. George Khalil with a couple of rock-solid hits already in this game. First pitch comes way inside for ball one. Defense playing with a bit of a push scenario to the right side, but not by too much. The 1-0. Chopped fair to the right side, but then it will take a hard hop foul. And Khalil will make the walk back to home plate, looking at a 1-1. Tomorrow night, 5:50 Evansville time, 6:05 Evansville time is first pitch. 5:50 is when we'll start the pregame show here on the Otters Digital Network. If you're going to be there joining us at the game at Lake Erie, it's a 7:05 Eastern time start. But because of the time difference, 6:05 there in Evansville. 1-1 on the way to Khalil. He's caught chasing low and away, and he's down 1-2 in the count. So Khalil will step back in and have one last attempt at what could be his third hit of the day. The 1-2 on the way. Khalil swings and misses for his second strikeout of the day. It's the fourth strikeout for Ramos in the game. That will bring up the right fielder Elijah Mcnamee, who has 2 hits already, back-to-back singles in his last 2 at-bats. Extended that unreal on-base streak he's got going, 27 games. First offering for the Edward Jones leadoff hitter of the game, Elijah Mcnamee, is a called strike one on the inside edge. Elijah Mcnamee making his debut this season at the top of the order tonight. Usually right there in the 5, 6, occasionally 7 region. The 0-1 zoomed out towards left field. Biblione will make a run towards it and bring it in for the second out. Tell you what, the only reason I thought that might get down is because it was such a line drive shot, and Biblione was set up so far to the right. He's able to track it down and haul it down for the second out. It will bring up the center fielder, Miles Gordon. He's got 2 hits in the game, a double and a single in his first 2 at-bats. In his 5th opportunity, he earned a walk, setting him at 2-4. First opportunity for Gordon, and he takes it for a called strike one right down the pipe. Defense playing deep in the infield, just hoping to grab that out. The 0-1, a half swing. Did he go? No, he did not, says the third base umpire, Kevin Furman. And the count evens up at 1-1. There's a documentary that's been made about Nolan Ryan called Facing Ryan. It'll be debuting tonight here after the game. Fans in attendance are encouraged to stay after and watch it on the big screen. We won't get a chance to see it as we're off to the north side of Ohio, but a cool opportunity for those in attendance tonight. 1-2, the count drops to for Miles Gordon. And this could be the last pitch that the Otters see offensively tonight. Miles Gordon digging in, ready for the 1-2 pitch with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Otters lead 11-3. The 1-2, swinging strike 3. It's another strikeout for Darwin Ramos. 5 he picked up in his relief opportunity. Bottom of the 9th, coming at you here on the Otters Digital Network. Right after this, don't go anywhere. We've got the finale coming at you next. To the bottom of the ninth we go, and a pitch and change for the Otters. It'll be Augie Gallardo who makes the run in from the left field bullpen. Still not a save situation, but it is going to be one of his first times to prove himself as uh, a hold guy, I guess. Really, I think he's going to want to be the new setup man after the purchase of Joe Riley's contract. This is an opportunity for him just to prove that he's the man for the job. He's got some runs to deal with. Ideally, he's going to want to go up there and not give up any, but he does have some leeway available if it's needed. This call to the bullpen is presented by our friends at Business Communication Solutions. Contact BCS for all your business solution needs. Gallardo on the mound, Felix behind the plate. That pitcher catcher battery is sponsored by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road. Give them a call at 812-475-9000. Let them know that Evan the Otter and Zane Clodfelter sent you. Ian Biblioni will get us started here in the ninth inning. Ray Zuber and Joe Lytle are scheduled to come up afterwards. But it does look like Alex Ludwig is set up in the on-deck circle to come in next. Gallardo taking his time on the mound. He sets up way on the front of the rubber, where he can hide the ball until the last possible second. It comes out of his hand, and he gets a swinging strike on the outside edge. Nice slider there for strike one. This is a tactic we've seen a couple of the Otters pitchers do, going towards the front of that rubber, so when they release that ball, the second it comes out of their hand, that's the first time the batter can see it. Then he grabs the inside edge of the zone, and he's up 0-2 in the count. Good work from Gallardo to come in here and grab a couple strikes early. The 0-2 outside, and it's a 1-2 count. Gallardo has just the one appearance so far for the Otters, gave up one run on one hit in the ninth inning on Tuesday night. He took the loss, his first official result of the year as well. Another pitch outside takes the count to 2-2 for Ian Biblioni. Much better performance from the Otters on both sides, both starting pitching and batting tonight. Definitely where they want to be going into this series with Lake Erie. A 2-2, check swing, does not go, and it's a full count. So after working the count to an early advantage, Gallardo's down 3-2. Here comes the 3-2. Swinging strike three, and Augie Gallardo gets his first strikeout of this appearance. That will bring up Alex Ludwig, who is going to pinch hit in this situation. Ludwig managed his first professional hit on Tuesday night. Then played in a pinch hitting opportunity last night, but struck out. Defense plays deep for him, and he's ready for his first opportunity of the game. Gallardo readies on the mound and sends home the first pitch. Just misses the inside edge for ball one. Felix held that one there a little extra long, hoping that the long hold would result in something. It did not. The count's at 1-0. A 1-0 is pushed to the left side, down for another base hit. Another solid contact there for Alex Ludwig. And he's got both his first and second professional hits in this series. Back to the top of the order we go, where Joe Lytle will head to the... Lytle so far in the game is 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. The defense will head to midway, hoping for a double play that at this point would end the game. First pitch from Gallardo. It's fouled right back into the netting. And Gallardo gets himself ahead of the count. Don't forget the Otters return home on Tuesday night to face the Joliet Slammers for a 3-game set. Taco Tuesday, 6:30 first pitch from Bosse Field. Get your tickets now at EvansvilleOtters.com. Low pitch results in ball one and evens the count at 1-1. Of course, then Wednesday's a Senior Connection Wednesday. All individuals 55 years or older have a $2 general admission ticket waiting for them at the box office. Then Thursday, Thirsty Thursday there from Bosse Field before the Otters hit the road for 4th of July weekend. Hefty swing on a 1-1 pitch, and it's missed by Lytle. He falls down in the count 1-2. So a good opportunity for Augie Gallardo to snag another out here. The 1-2 stays low, and again, Felix has to do some hard work to keep it in front of him. Really good work from Felix here in these last couple of outings for him. Keeping a lot of balls in front of him, not giving a ton of opportunities to the base runners. The 2-2 works way inside, and it actually hits Lytle. So there'll be runners on first and second with 1 out. It'll bring up the shortstop, Alberti Chavez. Just 1 hit for him so far in the game. Came in the 7th inning. A little bit of time taken as Alberti Chavez makes his way to the plate. Defense stays in their double play depth. Defense in the outfield is playing pretty much straight up out there. Gallardo receives the sign, and he's ready for the first pitch to Alberti Chavez. On the way now. This one is zoomed right back up the middle, through for a base hit. 1 run is going to score. Now Lytle's going to round third. A 2nd run's going to score. The throw in, and it is a easy triple that scores 2 runs for Alberti Chavez. Yeah, Lytle will score from first. Ludwig will score from second. And the Owls are able to grab a couple and bring themselves within 6. That will bring up Harrison Danicola. Without a hit so far in this game, walked in the first inning. That's his only time he's made it on base. First offering outside, ball 1 from Gallardo. Now I do see Logan Sawyer starting to stretch out there in left field in case he's needed. 1-0 is the count towards Danicola. Misses the outside edge, and it's a 2-0 count. The runner on third is Alberti Chavez, who brought in 2 with a triple. The 2-0. That one is a called strike 1. Good work there from Gallardo to work the slider into the zone. The 2-1 on the way. It fouls through the catcher and back towards the netting, and the count is even at 2-2. Defense set up for just a sure thing out. Ready on the 2-2. It's lifted high, foul, and out of play towards the third base side. We'll end up probably towards the parking lot on that left side. So again, the count stays even at 2-2. The Alls have a runner on third with one out in the ninth. Payoff pitch, and Augie Gallardo gets a friendly call for a called strike 3 that sits down Harrison DeNicola. And that's the second German-American Bank strikeout of the game for Augie Gallardo. So the last hope of offense for the Alls will be one of the more dangerous hitters on the Alls, the first baseman Brennan Price. He had a grand slam last night, has 3 singles tonight. Stands 6'9", 300 pounds. A strong hitter. First pitch he sees is a called strike on the outside edge. Six-run lead for the Otters here in the ninth inning, despite giving up a pair of runs. The 0-1, called strike 2, and the Alls are down to their last strike. Back-to-back pitches on the outside edge. I do not think Brennan Price agreed with either strike called. And here comes the 0-2 towards Brennan Price from Augie Gallardo. On the way, it's put towards Khalil at short. He'll play it on a couple hops. The throw to first in time, and the Otters will win. 11-5, taking an early lead and working it all the way through. Great pitching performances from Brett Adcock at the beginning, Jacob Bowles in the middle, Augie Gallardo at the end. And I'm sure the Otters team and staff is going to be very happy finally having a complete game effort in this series after not getting it in either of the first 2 games. Again, the Otters win this one 11-5. We'll go ahead and just keep it right here with the post-game show here, as they are going to quickly get set up for their premiere of this Nolan Ryan documentary. Otters got the lead early with a 2-run home run in the first inning off Steven Sinsley. Right there in the second inning, the Alls answered back with a 2-run home run of their own. Then the Otters bounced right back at them and picked up a couple of runs in the fourth inning, a couple of runs in the fifth inning, and a couple of runs in the sixth inning. There in the middle stages, the Alls were able to snag 1 run, but after 6 full, the Otters had an 8-3 lead. Evansville grabbed 3 more runs in the 8th inning on a 3-run home run from Jeffrey Baez, his first in some time, and then a 2-run scored in the bottom of the 9th from the Alls, as Evansville was able to hang on to things and win 11-5, out hitting the Alls 13-11. As for a couple of scores around the Frontier League, as we wait for a couple of finalized things, Sussex County completes the sweep over Ottawa, winning 3-2. Tri-City has battled from behind and has taken a 12-10 lead over Trois-Rivières into the 9th inning. Washington leads 6-2 in the 7th over Lake Erie. New Jersey holds a 13-0 lead over Empire State in the 9th. New York leads Quebec 3-1 in the 6th. Joliet has come out of nowhere and leads Windy City 5-1 in the top of the 9th. And finally, in the 8th inning, Schaumburg leads Gateway 3-2. The win is going to go to Brett Adcock, his first of the year, and boy, is that a well-deserved win. He really needed one. When I say needed one, he needed a game to go his way, and this game did go his way. He was able to manage things well, keep himself in the game at all times. His offense did a great job of keeping them in the game and giving them enough run support to give it to him. The loss is going to go to Yoniker Villalobos. Sorry about that one. That is his 3rd loss of the season. He drops to 3-3 in this season. Augie Gallardo was able to close out the game for the Otters. Obviously, it wasn't a save situation, but he did a good work to at least keep the game where it was at. Jacob Bowles needs a lot of credit for the scoreless innings he put up. In total, Jacob Bowles gave up no runs on 3 hits in 3 innings of work, striking out 2. That was a big piece to the Otters winning this one. A couple of notables for the Otters. Going 2 for 5 was Elijah Mcnamee in the leadoff spot. Miles Gordon went 2 for 5 with his 2 hits coming early in the game. Steven Sinsley managed 3 hits, 2 of them being home runs. And George Khalil had a 2 hit effort as well. They both came in the middle stages of this one. Otters were able to get the win here in an impressive 11-5 outing, a win they desperately needed to get as they closed out the three-game stand here with Florence. Up next, the Otters head north, up to face the Lake Erie Crushers in a three-game set. First pitch tomorrow night, 7:05 Eastern Time, 6:05 there in Evansville. I'll have the pregame show here for you on the Otters Digital Network at about 5:50. You can join me there. For all of us here at the Evansville Otters, I'm Matthew Will. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Otters Baseball. I'll talk to you tomorrow night at 5:50 Central Time as the Otters and Crushers face off at Lake Erie. Good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.